Hello and welcome back to my Stanley Parable episodic adventures. This is the end of my Stanley Parable episodic adventures, which is very sad, heavy on the heart, but also very happy because we have done a lot of videos and we have gone on a lot of Stanley Parable adventures together. In today's episode, we are going to be doing the epilogue, which will be the very last ending of the Stanley Parable, I guess. So yeah, we're just gonna get right into that. I'm gonna honestly jump cut to me collecting the very last two Stanley figs. I collected the other ones in my previous video where I did all of the bucket endings. So if you want to see where the other ones are and where I collected those ones, it's in that video. That video is a little longer, but it's in there. But I had two more left and I decided not to pick them up because I wanted to save it for this video. So I'm gonna jump cut to me picking up each of those ones, and then I'm just gonna do the epilogue as it comes. I don't specifically remember how it happens. It might happen after I pick up my last one. I think it does. So yeah, I'm just gonna jump cut to picking them up, and then after I pick up the last one, the epilogue should start. So yeah, let's get right into the finale of the Stanley Parable. Hope you guys enjoy this ending, and yeah, get started. And here we are. This is the first one of the two, and we'll just pick it up.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Okay, now I'm gonna jump cut to me collecting the very, very last Stanley figurine. Okay, and we are back. There it is, the very last one. Jump down, and then you have to walk across these planks.
And there it is, the last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here, and now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Actually, I don't think I've done the vent ending without the bucket. So we'll do the vent ending, and then I think when it restarts, we'll get the figurine ending, which will lead into the epilogue. So we'll just kind of follow it and play through it as it goes. So yeah, this
Stanley
is the
had
vent
now
ending.
gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the. You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault. Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
I like the memory zone. Peaceful.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley. And here was a second Stanlerine. I'll be honest, back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
I think it was boss's bathroom, right?
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here in the boss's bathroom. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything. Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Yes, the pink ending. Yeah.
This was the 5th mini-Stan, and this one was really something special. It was by the red and blue doors. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy. Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else. And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here in the warehouse. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Wait, I just missed something. Okay, I swear I just heard a noise, but like... I missed. Okay, this opened up. Oh, that is...
And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
That is trippy.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels. Okay, yes, this spot in the warehouse. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more. And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched? Yes, I love that video. Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
I quite like the pink room. This is a very nice room.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Over here. Darkness.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this? Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories. Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one. And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I guess while we're here, I think the epilogue might be in the main menu now. I'm gonna go and check whether or not it is. But while we're here, I can show you guys the non-bucket version of the phone call.
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
Yeah, I think it's like supposed to be, girlfriend. But yeah, I'm gonna go check the main menu. I think that's where the epilogue is. Then I'll just cut to me starting the epilogue real quick. Okay, so yeah, welcome back. The epilogue is here, so we're just gonna start the epilogue now, and that'll be the very last ending that we do. Okay, this is a fun little thing. I'm just gonna cut in real quick. If you do the escape pod ending with the bucket, the escape pod actually ends up in the epilogue, and you can pick it up. So we're just gonna do that. It won't affect the epilogue, but it is kind of neat that when you do the escape pod ending for the bucket, it appears in the epilogue. But yeah, we're just gonna do the epilogue now, and I'll probably stay a little quiet so you guys can just enjoy it. If it's a little confusing, the epilogue is basically set out after you finish the new content, and he adds the skip button, and you skip and you skip and you skip. This is set after that.
Stanley. Stanley. Jim. Stanley. Stanley.
Okay. What should we name it? Call it... We'll do Stanley's Tiny... Let's do it. That isn't actually the current time. So, with that, yeah, every single time you restart the game, it actually does. It increases the title of the game by one. Right now, it's a Stanley Parable 3, and the next time I restart the game, it'll be the Stanley Parable 4, and then it'll go 5, 6. It just keeps going higher and higher. And every time you make a new title for it, and it will add different effects and different sounds and everything to the main menu. But that is the end. That is the Stanley Parable epilogue, which is the final ending of the entire game. So yeah, I'm very thankful for the people that have subscribed and joined in while I was doing this series and while I started the series. You know, I appreciate all the comments that you guys have been leaving on the videos. They're awesome. But I hope you guys have had an amazing time going through these episodic adventures with me. Hopefully you stay along. I do have more stuff planned. I have some more games that I think I might do that are similar to the Stanley Parable. But thank you guys for always being so awesome. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next one.